Attention. Color guard, present the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, right hand salute. The audience will please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Color guard, retreat.
You guys look good. Now have a seat. We can check mark follows instructions. Good job. Hey, good evening and welcome to the commencement of the 2021 graduating class of Bourbon High School. Tonight's truly a momentous occasion, one that's been sought after and dreamt about by these young people for a long time. Thank you everyone for joining us as we come together to celebrate the accomplishment of Bourbon's own class of 2021. At this time, the class of 2021 will share the school song with you. The song will be led by our very own BHS choir. The lyrics are printed in the program. We encourage all alumni in the audience to join in with them.
Bourbon High School now.
So it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker this evening, our 2021 class senior president, Jalen Winchester.
3 deep breaths.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start by welcoming y'all here to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2021. I've always waited for this very moment. I've dreamt of graduation in the very moment that I would walk out those doors without looking back. But now that we're here, I wish that we were back in the lunchroom eating chicken patties, or that we were back in the classroom competing against each other in Kahoot. I wish we were back on the elementary playground, falling off the monkey bars and playing tag together. But no matter how much I wish we could go back, we will only move forward. Instead of eating chicken patties, we'll be making dinner with our families. Instead of trying to beat each other in Kahoots, we'll be trying to beat time to slow down. And instead of playing on the playground together, we'll be watching our kids play with their friends and catching them as they fall off the monkey bars. Time won't slow down, things won't get easier, and the world won't end as we know it, even if it sometimes feels like it will. Here we are, completing one of the biggest milestones of our lives, and we are killing it, y'all. But graduation is not an end goal of life. Make sure to make many more goals and try your best to complete them, and if you don't, try again. This graduation has already shown we are capable of completing our goals. I hope we all can take this personal compliment as an example of how anything is truly possible when we put our minds to it. As we discover new problems and difficulties, I hope you all take them on with confidence, knowing you can surpass anything in the way of achieving your goals. I want to thank all of the teachers and staff who have majorly impacted us throughout the years. We've all struggled and have been stressed, but so have they, and they've still done an amazing job of being the role models that we need. They don't get the appreciation they deserve. We wouldn't be here without you all, so we thank you. I'd also like to thank my family. My mom has always been a strong person, and thankfully she passed that to me. My sister, who is always there for me when I need somebody to talk to. And to my dad for being my guardian angel. And my brother, who is not only my best friend, but my source of strength. He really gives me motivation when I'm struggling. I wouldn't be who I am today without him, so thank you guys. I love you. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my classmates. Wow, you guys, it's been one heck of a year. I wouldn't have chosen to spend it with anyone else but y'all. We've had an amazing time together, from spirit weeks to crying during our senior nights. It's all been amazing, and I'm so grateful that I am now able to call myself a graduate from the class of 2021. You all mean the world to me, and I'll love you guys forever. Thank you for being my best friends, my boyfriend, my enemies, and my classmates. I hope you all succeed in the best ways. I love you guys. So to finish this off, thank you all for being here and showing us that this was all worth it. Congratulations to us. God bless you all, and thank you.
So next up, we have some academic awards real quick to present. First of all, for academic excellence, the number 2 in the class, the salutatorian would Faye Mazarang. Please jump up here and receive your medal. You can step, you don't have to jump. Come on up. And now the valedictorian, number 1 in the class of 2020-2021, Morgan Louderman, please come forward.
Not yet. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I have been dreading this moment for over a month. Public speaking is not my strongest suit, but I am up here today, out of my comfort zone, speaking to you all. For nights on end, I sat on my bed and wondered, how could I write the most extra graduation speech ever? So I did what every high school student would do these days. I Googled it. I found the perfect speech to copy and paste. Seriously though, I'm so honored to be on this stage tonight representing the Bourbon High School graduating class of 2021. We are here today because of a culmination of 13 years worth of life lessons and hard work. In our 4 years at Bourbon High School, we've created bonds that will last a lifetime and developed an entire archive of embarrassing stories, which many of you play leading roles in. Sometimes we struggled for W's on the court or field this year, but tonight's a big W for us. It marks the beginning of new and exciting possibilities and the beginning of change and new perspectives. No, there will be no more chicken patty days, no more seeing Ryan in the Warhawk suit, no more extra special daily hellos from Eli. Hi, Eli. No more failing to study for Mr. Hewitt's history tests, and I will no longer have to worry about my twin sister making us both late for school, even though we live right over there. The class of 2021 will forever be a special class due to everything we had to go through. And you know what? We did it in style. I'm sure some teachers would agree we were pretty extra in a lot of ways. 10% of our class came from 3 sets of twins. However, none of us look alike. We had the most beautiful prom queen, Hannah, and Lily wore an extra special prom dress that she made herself. We had the most extra special band athletes of the week, Jalen and Derek, and Taj gets the award for best mullet. Sorry, Tyler. We have also had some pretty extra special teachers. Mr. Hewitt gets my vote for being the most sarcastic, but I'm so grateful he introduced me to what I love and want to continue pursuing, video editing. Ms. Garcia gets credit for risking her life to save a dog during the entire class period, all while ruining her Gucci's. And for helping me write this speech, of course. Miss Edens may very well be the sassiest teacher out there, and Miss Shale would always lend the best ear and listen to my rants and still offer me the best life advice. Thank you, teachers, for putting up with us. It's easy to underestimate the value of growing up in a tight-knit community like Bourbon. We all know each other in some way. We are all connected. Many of us grew up together. We know to go to Katie Click for the best advice, even though her advice always ends up in getting a new tattoo. We know who to go to if we want to be TikTok famous, looking at you, Malachi. And if you lost your calculator in math, don't worry, you have Brendan, the human calculator. For most of us, our families are here, our safe haven, our comfort zones, and that is so important to hold close to our hearts. However, we also need to remember that it is okay to leave our small town, like Sam Maurer, who came back here to walk across this stage tonight after just moving across the country. For all of us, there will be change. Some will experience college, others will join the workforce or the armed forces. No matter what we choose to do, we will gain new perspectives. It won't be easy, but it can broaden your horizon and open doors you didn't even know were there. It can teach you about different ways of life than the one that we grew up with. It's so important that we go out into the world and gain perspective. And who knows, maybe bring it back home one day. In order to gain perspective, we have to be fearless and get out of our comfort zones. Your comfort zone will limit you. The same way you make coffee or go for a run to set the tone early in the morning, set the tone early in your life by trying something new when you're young and hungry. That pattern just might follow you for your whole life. Speaking to you all is far out of my comfort zone, so I know this is ironic because here I am, shaking in my shoes while speaking. But I know that this will only prepare me for what the future holds, and it will make me stronger as an individual. I will forever cherish memories with you all, my classmates, who shared this journey with me, And I apologize if you weren't mentioned. If I recalled every memory with each and every one of you, we would be here for an extra 13 years. Speaking of extra, look under your chairs. I worked a few extra hours to buy you all some extra gum in hopes that every time you decide to chew a piece, you are reminded of this moment. The celebration of your extra hard work over the last 13 years and the sticky bond we will have forever, whether you like it or not. Let this celebration be proof that gaining perspective, overcoming challenges, and getting out of your comfort zone are the ingredients for an extra fulfilling life. You're all extra incredible, and now you're extra incredible high school graduates. It's our time to start going the extra mile, to be a little extra in the lives of the people we love and the community we live in. Now I'm going to return back to my comfort zone, my seat over there. But before I do that, I would like to end on this note. As Mr. Ferris always says, let's continue living the dream. Thank you.
So it's my pleasure to introduce our fantastic Assistant Principal, Jessica Becker, to work through the awards.
Good evening. At this time, we will begin our student recognition portion of our ceremony by recognizing the top 10% of the graduating class. Within this group, we have 6 students that finished with a GPA above 4.0. Collectively, these 7 students have already completed 165 college credits through dual enrollment and dual credit. They have been leaders in many facets of our school, and we honor their hard work and determination. Each of these students is being recognized with the George Washington Carver Award for Outstanding Educational Achievement. As I call your names, please stand and remain standing. Elena Griffith. Alexis Ham. Brendan Spencer. Faye Mazering. Morgan Louderman. And Tyler Rice. Excellent work, guys. What an outstanding accomplishment. You may be seated. It is a pleasure to share the post-secondary recognition and scholarship recipients this evening. We have 25 students who will be attending college or technical schools this fall. I would like to ask that those students stand at this time. If you are attending a college or technical school, please stand at this time. We have 17 to East Central College, 1 to Jefferson Community College, 1 to State Technical College, 1 to St. Louis Community College, Forest Park, 2 to University of Missouri-Columbia, 1 to University of Missouri-St. Louis, and 2 to Westminster College. Our East Central College students are Ireland Atkins, Belinda Blanton, Caden Baus, Taj Eichwald, Elena Griffith, Alexis Ham, Jewel Henson, Hannah Holland, Faye Mazering, Noah Mueller, Malachi Radford, Tyler Rice, Ava Smith, Eva Smith, Martin Thunder Matthews, Jalen Winchester, and Gabriella Woodcock. Our Jefferson Community College student is Micah Studdard. State Technical College, Ryan Stroop. St. Louis Community College, Forest Park, Karis Webb. University of Missouri-Columbia, Madison Louderman and Morgan Louderman. University of Missouri St. Louis, Brendan Spencer. And Westminster College, Lillian Christopher and Caitlin Click. It is also an honor to recognize those students who have made a commitment to serve our country in the armed forces. Tonight, we would like to acknowledge 4 students who have made that choice. Students, please stand and remain standing. Lillian Christopher, Missouri National Guard. Richard Converse, United States Navy. Hunter Gould, United States Air Force. And Tyler Slauson, United States Navy. We thank these young people for their pledge of service, and we thank those of you with us tonight who are serving or who have served in the armed forces. All who are actively serving or have served in the past, please stand and be recognized. We live in a very generous community, and we're thankful our students have many scholarship opportunities. Tonight, we have several of our community partners who will be presenting. Our first scholarship will be presented by John Craig from First Community National Bank.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to present the FCMB Bank Scholarship in memory of the late Lawrence Tick Perkins and Lucille Bolin Perkins. Mr. Perkins served the business community for more than 50 years, while Mrs. Perkins taught grade school for 25. The Perkins family loved and supported the athletic programs, but realized the importance of continuing education. FCMB is proud to recognize student athletes in each of the markets we serve who have excelled in athletics and in the classroom. I've had the privilege of moving to this community in 2005. Since that time, I had the opportunity to watch this young lady grow to the wonderful person she is today. This year's recipient of the FCMB scholarship goes to Miss Morgan Louderman.
Congratulations. Our next presenter is Jared Dace from Sullivan Rotary Club.
Congratulations, seniors. I just want to say this Rotary Club is a group of business people from the Sullivan and Bourbon community. We probably went through 60 to 70 applications, and we're going to award one tonight, and it's Mrs. Morgan Louderman.
Please welcome Kyle Hofstetter from Town and Country Bank.
I am pleased to honor 2 recipients for 2 $600 scholarships on behalf of Town and Country Bank. The first recipient is Jaylyn Winchester. And the second recipient is Jewel Henson.
Three Rivers Publishing, Cuba Free Press continued to support Bourbon High School students by awarding a $500 scholarship to an outstanding student in the yearbook class. This year's recipient is Eva Smith. Our next scholarships are presented in honor of Joshua Shanehoff, who passed away in 2014 while on active duty in the United States Air Force in Japan. Joshua, a 2006 Bourbon High School alumni, was a strong man of faith. His determined work ethic and dedication to others was enhanced by his relationship with the Lord and proven in his final act on earth. It is a great joy for us to provide scholarships in our own community for those in pursuit of their dreams, alongside honoring the memory of Josh. This year's $300 scholarship recipients are Brendan Spencer and Morgan Louderman.
Yeah, I didn't know.
People's Bank would like to congratulate this recipient on 12 years of hard work and persistence. It is with pleasure that People's Bank awards $600 scholarship to Alexis Ham. Our next scholarship is provided by the Fraternal Order of Eagles and Sullivan. The Eagles have stalwart supporters of post-secondary education in Bourbon and their surrounding areas. The Eagles are pleased to award Morgan Louderman with a scholarship in the amount of $1,000. The Bourbon Parent-Teacher Organization Scholarship is totally locally supported through contributions from the Bourbon community. This year's winner joins a long list of Bourbon High School graduates who have been helped through this fund since 1962. PTO is proud to continue that tradition with a $750 scholarship to Brendan Spencer. For the second year in a row, we have a student receive the $10,000 Horatio Alger Scholarship. Since 1984, Horatio Alger Association members and friends have funded need-based college scholarships for youth to pursue their dreams through higher education. By the association's 75th anniversary in 2022, we anticipate having awarded a total of $235 million in scholarships to more than 35,000 deserving students. Through its many scholarship programs, the association supports students pursuing career and technical certificates and degrees, bachelor's degrees, and graduate studies. We are pleased to recognize Samantha Maurer. Sam, would you please stand? We also want to recognize Brendan Spencer for receiving the Chancellor's Scholarship from the University of Missouri St. Louis in the amount of $5,000, renewable for a total of $20,000. Brennan, please stand and be recognized. Westminster College has awarded the President's Scholarship of $14,000, renewable for a total of $56,000 to Caitlin Click. Caitlin, please stand and be recognized. Again, it is an honor to be in a district with such amazing community support. Now I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Chris Scheel, who will present the A+ graduates.
Sorry. Got it. The Missouri A+ Scholarship Program provides up to $11,000 to eligible high school graduates who attend a participating public or private community, vocational, or technical college. In order to be eligible this year, the students must attend a designated A+ high school for 2 years prior to graduation, graduate with a 2.5 or higher GPA, graduate with a 95% cumulative attendance record for grades 9 through 12, perform at least 25 hours of unpaid tutoring, and maintain a record of good citizenship while in grades 9 through 12. Monday morning at the senior brunch, the following students were awarded this scholarship. When I call your name, please stand. Ireland Adkins, Alex Bates, Cam Beckett, Zach Blackwell, Caden Bouse, Raylyn Brooks, Lily Christopher, Caitlin Click, Daniel Converse, Kim Counts, Taj Eichwald, Elena Griffith, Alexis Ham, Jewel Henson, Hannah Holland, Madison Louderman, Morgan Louderman, Faye Mazarang, Sam Maurer, Landry Metcalf, Andrew Michael, Noah Mueller, Malachi Radford, Tyler Rice, Tyler Slauson, Ava Smith, Brendan Spencer, Ryan Stroop, Martin Thunder Matthews, Mason Thunder Matthews, Marissa Warren, Karis Webb, Jaylyn Winchester, and Gabriella Woodcock. Congratulations.
For more than 80 years, the National Beta Club's mission has been to promote the ideals of academic achievement, character, service, and leadership among secondary school students. Beta Club prepares today's students to be tomorrow's leaders. To remain a member in good standing, a Bourbon High School student must maintain a 3.0 cumulative grade point average and perform 15 community service hours yearly. There are 24 Beta members in the class of 2021. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized, and please hold all applause until the end. Cameron Beckett, Caden Baus, Lillian Christopher, Caitlin Click, Kimberly Counts, Rayleigh Cranford, Taj Eichwald, Hunter Gould, Elena Griffith, Alexis Ham, Joel Henson, Madison Louderman, Morgan Louderman, Faye Mazarang, Sam Maurer, Noah Mueller, Malachi Radford, Ava Smith, Eva Smith, Brendan Spencer, Karis Webb, Jalen Winchester, Cole Witt, and Gabby Woodcock. Now I will hand it over to the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kyle Gibbs.
Thank you. Good evening. Congratulations, class of 2021. It has been my honor to serve as your superintendent these past 2 years. They've certainly been unusual and challenging years in light of our recent events, but through patience and perseverance, we've made it to this important milestone. If you were at graduation last year, you will recall I began the tradition of sharing a read aloud. As a former teacher, I found that read aloud time was one of my favorite times in the classroom. Seniors, I ask that today you indulge me with this one last opportunity to read aloud to you an excerpt from the book called The Butterfly Effect: How Your Life Matters. As I read this book, I want you to think of two things. First, I want you to think of all the people in your life that have mattered most to you, whether it be your parents, grandparents, friends, neighbors, teachers, pastors, the list goes on. Second, I want you to think about the people who you will matter to throughout your life. Parents and family members, I also want to recognize you as I share this story. You each have had an impact on these young men and women, as evidenced by your attendance for them here today. Your influence on each of their lives has mattered in ways you will never fully realize. As I read, think of your butterfly effect. At the conclusion of sharing this book, the graduates will be coming to greet their parents with a token of appreciation, along with their words of gratitude and recognition of the impact you have had on their lives. In 1963, Edward Lorenz presented a hypothesis to the New York Academy of Science. His theory, stated simply, was that a butterfly could flap its wings and set molecules of air in motion, which would move other molecules of air, in turn moving more molecules of air, eventually capable of starting a hurricane on the other side of the planet. Lorenz and his ideas were literally laughed out of the conference. What he had proposed was ridiculous, it was preposterous, but it was fascinating. So imagine the scientific community's shock and surprise when more than 30 years after that possibility was introduced, physics professors working from colleges and universities worldwide came to the conclusion that the butterfly effect was authentic, accurate, and viable. Soon after, it was accorded the status of law now known as the law of sensitive dependence upon initial conditions. Science has shown that the butterfly effect to engage with the first movement of any form of matter, including people. Everything you do matters. Every move you make, every action you take matters. Not just to you, or your family, or your business, or hometown. Everything you do matters to all of us forever. On Friday, April 2nd, 2004, ABC News honored a man who at that time was 91 years old. The news program was running a regular segment called Person of the Week. Usually, the honoree's accomplishments are listed in advance, and by the time the name is announced, most people have already guessed the identity of that week's recipient. In this instance, however, the pronouncement left many viewers puzzled. And so, our Person of the Week is Norman Borlaug. One can only imagine the frowns. Who did he say? Norman? What was the last name? Yet despite our unfamiliarity, Norman Borlaug is a man who is personally responsible for drastically and dramatically changing the world in which we live. You see, in the 1940s, Norman hybridized high-yield, disease-resistant corn and wheat for arid climates. From the Dust Bowl of Western Africa to our own desert Southwest, From South and Central America to the plains of Siberia and across Europe and Asia, Borlaug's specific seed product flourished and regenerated where no seed had ever thrived before. Through the years, it has been calculated that Norman Borlaug's work saved from famine more than 2 billion lives. Actually, it was never reported, but the anchorman was misinformed. It was not Norman who saved the 2 million people, though very few caught that mistake. It was a man named Henry Wallace. Wallace was the former Secretary of Agriculture who served one term as vice president. While Wallace was vice president, he used the power of that office to create a station in Mexico whose sole purpose was to hybridize corn and wheat for arid climates, and he hired young Norman Borlaug to run it. So Norman Borlaug won the Nobel Prize, but considering the connection, it was really Henry Wallace that saved 2 billion people. Or was it George Washington Carver? You remember Carver, don't you? The peanut? But here's something very few people know. When Carver was 19 years old and a student at Iowa State University, he had a dairy sciences professor who on Saturdays and Sunday afternoon would allow his 6-year-old boy to go to botanical expeditions with that brilliant student. It was George Washington Carver who took the boy and instilled in him a love for plants and a vision for what they could do for humanity. It was George Washington Carver who pointed 6-year-old Henry Wallace's life in a specific direction long before he became our vice president. And while no one was even looking, George Washington Carver flapped his wings a couple times with the 6-year-old boy and just happened to save the lives of more than 2 billion people and counting. So maybe it should have been George Washington Carver who was Person of the Week. Or the farmer from Diamond, Missouri. His name was Moses, and he lived in a slave state, but he didn't believe in slavery. This made him a target for Quantrell's raiders who terrorized the area by destroying and burning property. And sure enough, one cold January night, Quantrell's raiders rode through Moses' farm. The outlaws burned the barn, shot several people, and dragged off a woman named Mary Washington, who refused to let go of her son George. Now, Mary Washington was a friend of Moses' wife, Susan. Though distraught, Susan promptly set to work writing messages and contacting nearby farms. She got word through neighbors and towns, and 2 days later managed to secure a meeting for Moses with the bandits. Susan looked on anxiously as her husband rode off on a black horse, his destination a crossroad in Kansas, several hours to the north. There, at the appointed time in the middle of the night, Moses met with 4 of Quantrell's raiders. There, the farmer traded the only horse they had left on that farm for what the outlaws threw him in a dirty burlap bag. As the bandits thundered off on their horses, Moses fell to his knees, and there alone on that dark winter night, the farmer pulled out of the bag a cold, almost dead baby boy. Moses walked through the night and into the next morning to get this child to Susan. There they committed to that tiny human being and to each other that they would care for him. They promised the boy an education to honor his mother. That night they gave the baby their own name, and that is how Moses and Susan Carver came to raise that little baby, George Washington. So when you think about it, maybe it was the farmer in Diamond, Missouri who saved 2 billion people. Or was it his wife who was responsible? Certainly it was Susan who organized the effort. Unless, is there really an ending to this story? Exactly who was it that saved the 2 billion lives? Is there a specific person to whom we could point? How far back would we have to go? How many lives would we need to examine in order to determine who is really responsible for saving for saving 2 billion people, a number that continues to increase every more minute? And how far forward would we need to go in your life to show the difference you make? There are generations yet unborn whose very lives will be shifted and shaped by the moves you make and the actions you take today and tomorrow and the next day and the next. Every single thing you do matters. You have been created as one of a kind. On the planet Earth, there has never been one like you, and there never will be again. Your spirit, your thoughts and feelings, your ability to reason and act all exist in no one else. The rarities that make you special are no mere accident or quirk of fate. You have been created in order that you might make a difference. You have within you the power to change the world. Know that your actions cannot be hoarded, saved for later, or used selectively. By your hand, millions of lives will be altered, caught up in a chain of events. The very beating of your heart has meaning and purpose. Your actions have value far greater than silver and gold. Your life and what you do today matters forever. very special moment seeing you all with your family and seeing how you were all greeting each other. So we've made it. As an authorized representative of the Crawford County R1 School District, it is my privilege to recommend these graduates to our Board of Education and certify that they have fulfilled the requirements in accordance with Bourbon High School and the Department of Education in achievement of their high school diploma. Give yourselves a big hand. And at this time, I would like to welcome back to the podium Mr. Matt Perigo and School Board President Mr. Stephen Waldron to present diplomas to our graduates.
We're standing. They're coming around the front. Watch out for my line of sight. It's okay. Raylyn Marie Brooks. Hannah Marie Reagan. Ava Tesley Smith. Allison Diane Nicole Dukowitz. Belinda Marie Blanton. Micah Angelina Studdard. Faye Lynn Mazarang. Landry May Metcalf. Eva Wesley Smith. Karis Alexa Webb. Chayton Nicole Rodenbeck. Caden Clark Baus. Shiloh Cameron Beckett. Taj Corbett Eichwald. Jesus Rosario Fajardo. Cole Robert Witt. Ethan Ellis Audie Gowers. Tyler Alexander Rice. Skylar Gregory Price. Eli Samuel Erksleben. Over there to the X. Hunter William Gould. Christopher Allen Klontz. Trinity Alexandra Bates. Atta girl. Marissa Bethany Warren. Jaylyn Lalonde Winchester. Hannah Rose Holland. Elena Kathleen Griffith. Gabriella Marie Woodcock. Ireland Emerald Atkins. Sabrina Elizabeth Papineau. Caitlin Lorraine Click. Lillian Cassidy Christopher. Alexis Noel Ham. Brendan Thomas Spencer. Richard Daniel Converse. Lane Philip Heath. Frederick Charles Haldeman. Austin Joseph Mueller. Andrew Christopher Michael. Malachi Branson Radford. Mitchell Tyler Adams. Tyler Christopher Jones. Ryan Murphy Stroop. Leland James Rowden. Morgan Elise Louderman. Madison Elise Louderman. Elaine. Danielle Marie Lang. Larianne Elizabeth Johnson. Jewel Deanne Hinson. Kimberly Faith Counts. Rayleigh Marie Cranford. Samantha Ann Maurer. Blaine Howard Summers. Zachary Charles Blackwell. Tyler Dean Slauson. Derek Allen Goodbar. Noah Fletcher Mueller. Martin James Thunder Matthews. Mason Edward Thunder Matthews. That's it. So it's my honor as principal to deliver a few closing remarks. I remember a time when I was young, I was at my grandmother's church. It was a really old church with no air conditioning. And as the minister went on and on and on, the fans got faster and faster and faster. And I was about 5, and my grandmother says, "Man, I wish that guy would be quiet." Bless his heart, because, right, if you say bless his heart, it makes it all okay. So, real quick, one of my favorite quotes is by Jeremy Irons. You guys might know him as Alfred from the Justice League series. He says, "We all have our time machines. Some go back. They're called memories. And some take us forward, and they're called dreams." Tonight, as we close out your high school graduation, I want to talk to you about both and maybe some of what's in the middle. Let's start with the memories. Every experience you have provides you with a memory that can be filed away in your brains. Experiences are what shape who you are, and those recollections are called memories. Good or bad, the nature of those experiences and the memories that go with them promote understanding, and that understanding, coupled with knowledge, creates what is known as wisdom. And wisdom should be highly prized. Because a wise person realizes that memories become moments in the mind, she also knows that these moments should be cherished. As you get older, you see, guys, the memories fade into moments. I don't remember a whole lot about kindergarten, but I remember the look on Miss Aaron's face the moment I walked in the door and she had a warm welcome for me. I don't remember a whole lot about my graduation ceremony, but I do remember the moment that I shook the school board president's hand and got that certificate. I don't remember a whole lot, sorry, Laura, honey, about our wedding day, but I do remember the moment that I said I do. I don't remember, yeah, I'm cuddly, I'm soft and cuddly. I don't remember much about the days that my 5 kids were born, but I remember every moment one of them was placed in my arms. So the details surrounding the moment become hazy, but the moment itself will remain crystal clear. This is the real reason why you should live in that moment and make the most of that moment. Don't be an observer of those moments, but rather an active participant. Not wishing for a different moment, but rather staying attentive and making the most of the moment that's right in front of you. Take care of that moment, you see, and tomorrow will take care of itself. Now let's talk about dreams. I promise this side's short. Jeremy Irons spoke of dreams as a time machine that takes you forward into the future. I agree with Mr. Irons. Dreams are awesome. They help you see where you want to go or who you want to be. Dreams are a vision of your future perfection, and that perfection results in a moment. Again, dreams are awesome. I think everyone should have them. But dreams are unicorns and butterflies. They're unreachable unless you take a step towards them. When you take just one step towards them, they go from just a dream to a goal. Okay, and a goal is attainable. This means that fleeting moment that was once just a dream has now become a realistic and achievable goal. In an instant, you've taken a moment to create understanding that in turn fuels that fire that becomes the passion to chase your dream, which has now become that achievable goal. Don't discount your dreams. Make them goals. You're wonderfully complex creations, and that workmanship is marvelous. Enjoy the complexity and marvel of that workmanship. Those are the ingredients that make you one of a kind. When I look out at you all, I see potential. Potential to make the world a better place. It doesn't matter whether you're going across the country or going across town. Listen to that little voice inside you and let it guide you. That's your passion talking to you. Let your passion burn white hot as you chase your goals and find your purpose. Don't be selfish or stingy with your gifts. Create wonderful moments that contribute to the world around you. In closing, and at the risk of sounding a little bit cliche, tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life. You get to decide who you want to be, what you want to do, and how you want to do it. You still have people around you who will love and support you. We aren't far away. Lean on us when you need it. Run the good race and make the most of every moment that you can. Those moments will be the marks you leave on the world as you become the agents of change that I know you can be. We'll be behind you and continuing our support, but now it's your turn to make your mark. I can't wait to see what you guys do. I know that mark's going to be awesome. Thank you. So before I can make it official, there's a couple of quick things we got to do. 2 more assignments. Seniors, please stand up. Let's make it official. Take your tassel. Now it's real. Now it's real. Number 2, we're going to make some moments together. The school board and superintendent are going to join me. We're going to do this. We're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and you guys are out.
I literally ripped it.
It went the wrong way. Did you turn it the other way? I got arrows both ways.